Welcome to this explainer on the compound effect of small habits. So, if you've ever felt kind of stuck or like your goals are just a little too far out of reach, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're breaking down the science of tiny changes, and by the end of this, you'll see exactly how the absolute smallest adjustments can yield some seriously massive results. Just think about this for a second. What if one small habit changed literally everything? I want you to really picture that. Imagine completely transforming your health, your success, your confidence, and just your overall happiness over time, rather than sitting around waiting for some mythical overnight breakthrough. Most of us are completely conditioned to wait for the perfect moment to start a new chapter. But the reality, that perfect moment just doesn't exist. Because, let's be honest, we all have this deep-seated belief that to see real, tangible change in our lives, we've got to make these giant, sweeping leaps. We think we need to quit our jobs or pack up and move to a new city, or just totally overhaul our entire diet in a single afternoon. But the data shows that's just wrong. The most sustainable changes actually begin with the smallest, almost imperceptible habits. Section 1, the myth of motivation. Okay, so we need to talk about a very specific problem that pops up literally every single year. It's this cycle that pretty much everyone falls into. Think about January. Millions of people set these massive goals, right? Like, I'm going to get fit, I'm going to get rich, or I'll learn all these new skills. But did you know that statistically, 80% of these resolutions just flat out fail by the second week of February? Within weeks, the gyms empty out, the savings accounts stop growing, and those new languages are completely forgotten. And why is that? Because millions of people are trying to fuel their journey with a completely wrong type of energy. The whole problem really just comes down to fuel. On one side, you have motivation. Now, motivation is just an emotion. Some days you wake up feeling incredibly excited, but other days you're tired, you're stressed out, or you're just distracted. If your success depends entirely on feeling motivated, you're never going to stay consistent. On the flip side, we have habits. Highly successful people don't rely on their moods. They rely on systematic daily habits. They literally build a system that works even on the days they feel completely exhausted. Section 2, the 1% rule. Let's look at how small, manageable, incredibly low-effort actions actually lay the groundwork for extraordinary results. Just 1%. That is the core concept of this entire explainer. Imagine improving by just 1% every single day. I know, that sounds way too tiny to actually make a difference. But the math behind this is absolutely wild. If you improve by just 1% every day for a year, compounding makes you nearly 38 times better by the end of it. It's not about doubling your effort overnight, it's about a barely noticeable shift today that spirals into exponential growth tomorrow. So, what does a 1% improvement actually look like in the real world? Well, it looks like reading just one extra page of a book, doing one super short workout, choosing just one healthy meal instead of hitting the drive-thru, learning one single new idea. Now, at first glance, these actions seem almost entirely insignificant, right? They seem way too small to matter. But remember, the goal here isn't to run a marathon on day one. It's a lot like how water slowly shapes a mountain. I mean, a single drop of water seems totally powerless against solid rock. But over time, those continuous, tiny drops carve out massive canyons. Small actions, repeated every single day, create extraordinary results. Your daily habits, invisibly but powerfully, shape your entire future. Honestly, the person you become tomorrow depends completely on what you do today. Section 3, the real hidden enemy. Now, if it's really this simple, you're probably wondering, why doesn't everyone do it? The catch is understanding that your biggest enemy here isn't failure, it's inconsistency. It's the act of quitting completely just because you missed a single day. A lot of people start out with this massive burst of excitement, but then, life happens. Work gets busy, you catch a cold, you get tired, you miss one day, then another. And instead of just accepting that as a normal part of being human, they view it as this huge failure and stop entirely. Quitting completely is the true danger. Keep this in mind. Missing one day doesn't ruin your progress. Quitting does. It's absolutely vital to realize that perfection is not the goal here at all. The goal is consistency. You are going to miss a day. Expect it. But you just have to keep showing up, even when your progress feels totally invisible, and especially right after you've stumbled. Section 4, how to start small. Okay, so how do we practically apply this to our daily routines? Basically, by making it almost embarrassingly easy. Want to become a reader? Just read one page. Want to exercise more? Drop down right now and do 5 push-ups. Want to build a mindfulness practice? Meditate for exactly 60 seconds. These rapid-fire microhabits dramatically lower the psychological barrier to entry.